Hello there, guys. Coach Jen T here. I have a complete house full of people this weekend, so this is my only quiet time to post a video for the week. Uh, Another super random Coach Jen T kind of video coming at you. We've got 6 completely random tips for the week to take with you. Kind of food for thought, and this is basically based on like what I'm experiencing with some of my clients that they might be going through, or maybe some things that they found really helpful for themselves. So I'm here to share those with you. So we've got 6 of them. Number 1 is all about nuts. Now, I love nuts, and I'm sure you love nuts because I know that I posted something about what's your favorite kind of nut, and people went nuts over it, like just posting all kinds of, things about their favorite nuts. That being said, what I want you guys to remember, so nuts are a very healthy fat. Anything from almonds to cashews to macadamia nuts to peanuts to any kind of nut, it's a healthy source of fat, but nuts and any other source of fat is very calorie dense. So every gram has 9 calories per gram of fat in nuts. So yes, nuts have some carbs, nuts have some protein, so it's pretty good when you're macro tracking, but the eyeballs really open when you actually see how many calories are in nuts, especially if you start weighing them out. So I highly recommend you guys to weigh your nuts, put them on a food scale just for the first few times. 1 ounce of nuts, you guys, is not very much, and that's a serving size, and even that is 200 calories. So if you're carrying around a canister of mixed nuts or whatever it might be, you will be shocked at how many calories add up. So when you think, I've had people say, oh, I'm eating pretty healthy, but part of their diet is nuts, and those calories add up huge. So a little goes a long way with those. Just a couple quick tips. If you are buying nuts, buying them in single serving size packs, like they make 100-calorie packs of nuts. Buying something like that really allows you to enjoy them, but have them in moderation and portion controlled. The other thing, you guys, if you're looking to portion control yourself, a good hack would be to get those little snack size square Ziploc bags. Bring your big bag of nuts home and just portion them out to either half-ounce or ounce portions. So you have this quick grab and go. You're not going to be eating out of the canister on the way home from work, and you can really control your calories. Because remember, if your goal is fat loss, you guys, you got to eat fat to lose fat, but you have to also maintain a calorie deficit in order to lose body fat. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to that. And weighing out and measuring just for a little bit helps you actually see how much you're getting. And as far as percentage of fat, you want to make sure you're getting 30 to 35% of your daily calories from fat, and you can easily get at least 50% of your calories from fat, and calories really add up. So you want to make sure you're paying attention to that. And then the other and final portion control tip when it comes to fat is to simply track ahead of time, track your fats, make sure that you are aware of how much is coming, so okay, this is how much fat that I'm going to have in this meal, and you're tracking that and you're doing it ahead of time can really help you stay on track. Number 2, super random. I posted this thing about, do you prefer pancakes or waffles? If you guys remember that post went crazy too with comments. Somebody said something like waffles are kind of like mini boats for syrup and butter. So that was a favorite. Other people love their pancakes. Me personally, I love waffles because of the crunch and more texture. But if I'm gonna have a pancake, I prefer it with more chocolate chips or blueberries or bananas or something like that. But one cool thing is if you're looking to actually add protein into your waffles, you can actually use protein powder in your batter. You can buy Kodiak Cake brand. They have waffle mix, or you can buy actual Kodiak frozen waffles, and they actually pack some decent amount of protein into those. And then also in your batter, you can use like egg whites in your mixture, and it really helps you add in protein so you're not just getting this carb loaded waffle or pancake breakfast, which is delicious, you guys. But if you have goals, you want to make sure that you're aligning your actions and your meals with the way that you are eating to reach your goals. Number three, is that breakfast doesn't have to be traditional. Up somewhere up here, I'm going to put a little picture of my breakfast from the past week. We had run out of like a lot of the breakfast items that I enjoy, like our chicken bacon. We ran out of eggs. We ran out of everything. But we did have some cool leftovers in the fridge, and it was really nice to have something non-traditional for breakfast. And I was like, oh, I have to share this with my clients. But it was kind of like a breakfast taco bowl. We had like a mixture of like ground chicken and corn and beans like into like a mixture, and then I had a side of avocado with it, drizzled it with some taco sauce and some chipotle like dressing. I think it was made by the brand Skinny Girl on top of that. And then I think I chopped up like some steak in there, and it was like a steak and chicken breakfast bowl. It could be a lunch bowl, it could be a dinner bowl, but it was such a good breakfast, and it kept me full for a really long time. So where I'm going with that is breakfast doesn't have to be your traditional like eggs and bacon. Yes, that's delicious, but if you do run out, don't forget that like you can have steak for breakfast, you can have chicken for breakfast, anything non-traditional as long as it's completely packed with protein. Number four, if you are cutting calories, you guys, like cutting calories is no fun. That's why keeping it realistic, making your macros fit your lifestyle and fit your body composition and what your goals are, which is why like a coach can help a lot with that. But also cutting calories, you don't want to cut too much, but if you are feeling hungry overall during your like cut when you're cutting calories, check out your protein. That's the number one thing that people don't do as well as they should. You want to take a look at how many grams of protein you're taking. And if you are feeling hungry, first ask if your hungry is actually mental, because that does happen during stressful days. You're like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. Well, ask yourself if you're actually truly hungry, if you're maybe feeling a little stressed and you need to like manage the stress but without food. But if you're truly feeling hungry, guys, check your protein. You want to make sure you're getting like 0.7 to 0.8 per pound of body weight of grams of protein. But ultimately, especially if you are doing any kind of lifting or strength training, or you're looking to like gain some muscle, you want to make sure you're getting a pound per, you want to make sure you're getting a gram per pound of lean body weight. So take a look at that. That's a great way to ward off hunger. It's one of the easiest things to do as far as like changing your macro, changing the way you eat, but it's also hard at the same time because protein is one of the hardest macronutrients to get. It's unsexy, nobody likes to talk about it, but you can always supplement if you need to with like a scoop of protein powder in a day, or a protein bar a day if you need to. Number five is, I'm going to post something else. It's a grocery find, is Olipop. If you guys haven't tried it, I just want to share that it's really good. There's different flavors. What I like about it is it does have 9 grams of fiber, which is pretty cool. And it's only 35 calories for a can. It's like something really good. For me, it's like the mid-afternoon, 3 o'clock. You know, I don't know about you, but like 3 o'clock, I'm always looking for something kind of sweet or something flavor. Instead of drinking water, I might sip on a can of Olipop. And it does have fiber, so it keeps you full. It's fizzy. There are different flavors. My favorite is the strawberry vanilla. They also have a tropical punch flavor, and they have a root beer flavor, and it is a really great for digestive health. So just something to think about. If you haven't tried Olipop, I mean, I get it at Walmart. I don't make any money by telling people to go buy it, but it is an amazing product, I think, personally. It's just something that tastes really good to me. And then number 6, if you are in my coaching program and using macros first, in case you didn't know, when you are guided with specific macronutrient targets, the first thing you want to pay attention to is hitting your protein. That's like the number one thing. Number 2, just focus on staying in your calorie budget. or hitting your calorie budget. You don't want to go over your calorie budget, but consistently. And then you can also focus on fiber, which means we're adding plenty of whole foods. And then also just kind of letting carbs and fats in your macro targets like fall where they fall naturally at first, just to get used to it. That being said, protein is one of the hardest things to reach. And if you are struggling with that, one thing I love with my Macros First app that people have noticed helps them a lot is you can take your protein, carbs, and fat macronutrient targets, divide them out by how many meals and snacks you want a day, and you can actually go to your goals and set each meal for how many macros you want to hit for that meal. So even if you don't hit it perfectly, it's kind of giving you a little bit of guidance so that at the end of the day, you're not like, holy cow, I still need 100 grams of protein. I'm going to be way under today. Or wow, I got like almost all of my fats or my calories in my breakfast and lunch, and now I have nothing left for dinner. So planning accordingly, like let's say dinner is your favorite meal of the day, you can actually set your macro targets so that at the end of the day you have a little more. And of course, with your coach, you can actually discuss like, hey coach, how many, if lunch is my favorite meal of the day or dinner is my biggest meal of the day and I don't really prefer like a big breakfast, how can I like make these macros fit into my day per meal so that you're focused on that. And I love Macros First because it gives you a little guidance on every single meal on where you're at and where you can be. And the other great thing with communicating with your coach, you guys, is that you can get like a lot of information on what to add based on your preferences to reach those goals. That being said, you guys, if you just stay focused on one day at a time and have that short list of meals that work for you, you guys, it can be incredibly huge for making progress and reaching your goals. I hope you guys have a good day, have a great weekend, and I will talk to you all soon.